First up, let's talk about this MacBook Pro thing. I am very ignorant to the Macness, but there's a lot of buzz about the MacBook Pro. I'm sure you already know. I've seen a bajillion videos about it. How does that fit into a gaming channel like myself? Well, I guess I've got a couple of questions and curiosities about it, really, and it's a hot topic. Now, first thing I want to say that this thing does look beautiful, as you'd expect with, I suppose, with Macintosh stuff, with Apple stuff. The stuff looks beautiful, but boy, is it expensive. I mean, look at this. I want one of these things. I've seen some of the hype things on this, some of the videos and that, and even I'm excited. The enthusiasm of Mac users is, an Apple enthusiast is infectious. But then I see that price and I'm like, oh man. So I'm thinking to myself, is this thing just too pricey? Is it like, can I literally go and make the equivalent of this entire thing with a freaking PC setup? So the price I should mention, because that's kind of a key point here. So I imagine the MacBook Air is like the old one. That's not the one that everyone's excited about, right? I don't know if it's the same series. I believe it is the MacBook Pro 13 and 14 and 16 inch. So the 13 inch starts at 1,300 quid with the Apple. Oh, actually the MacBook Air will, because it's the M1 chip. And the Pros, which has the Pro chip, Pro M1 chip, is 14 inch and 16 inch, and they start from £1,900. They have 8-core, and then 10-core processors. I don't know how much the difference between Windows and PC. So this is like the ignorant PC person now, kind of like not mocking, but kind of like asking people, hey, what's the deal with this? Is this something as exciting as the Mac fanboys and fangirls are making out? And even if it is, can anyone afford it other than the rich and the fortunate? But yeah, you got a nice display. I mean, it looks beautiful. Got 21 hours of battery life on the top end one. 1080p FaceTime HD camera. Seems pretty light. You have Touch ID stuff going on here as well. But the thing is, it gets more scary as you start to like say, hey, I want to buy my own one. And I'm feeling like this is something you could just do much cheaper with the PC. I'm also wondering if this thing can handle things like ray trace gaming. How does it handle ray tracing? I know there's not all the games are supported on Mac, and usually you have to run through Windows. Do you still have to run through Windows with the M1 Pro and the M1 Max? Is this still just typical Apple? Great for the programs that you get that are made by them, such as Final Cut Pro and so forth. Very fast. There's videos of people moving around 4K and 8K video like it's nothing. If I did that in Premiere on Windows, it probably would crash my machine. Even with the setup I have, which is a RTX 2080 with a 32 gigabytes of RAM. I forget the series of processors, AMD. I think it's a 7 series, man. It's a series that can't take Windows 11 right now, apparently. But that aside, though, is this the catch-all? Can you do everything with this thing? I know there's gonna be people doing tests and stuff. It's gonna be interesting to see. But is it just for people that are going to use Apple apps? Will you no longer need to have the Windows parallel and all that kind of thing running in this thing? You guys let me know if you have one of these as well. Do share and let me know when you're sending me one, because heck, even I want one of these things and I don't even like do Mac. But it looks like the fanfare is way more and the hype is way more for this than even Windows 11, right? Especially when they told us that most of us can't even install the thing. So yeah, that's the part on the MacBook Pro M1 Pro chipness. Envious.